Hello there everybody and welcome back to Crochet Witch Tarot. And today we're doing something a little bit new. So, since I am kind of back to me. I've not been doing YouTube since I did this. Right? I don't know. Didn't talk about it anyway, if I did. Back doing more of a monthly deck selection, which I started with in October because I have not so many, well, relative. We don't have to talk numbers. Since I have a lot of kind of spooky themed decks that I really wanted to make sure got their time to shine in October, I decided to just do more of a monthly selection instead of what I was doing before with the weeklies. And it's been working out really, really well for me. I've been really enjoying it. I'm looking over here because I've got my crib of decks, and pretty much it was, if it fits in here, I can use it, which has given me a really large selection for the month, even to the point where I feel like there's some that still haven't gotten some play, but the ones that I really am focused on for Halloween have, so not a big deal. Anyway, it's been really working well, but these weekly videos were very centered around me selecting my decks and then talking about the decks I used the week before, so obviously that doesn't work. But I'm really excited about this new idea where I thought we could do more of, I think I'm gonna call it like a cards and catch-up almost, where I could talk about the decks that I really enjoyed using for the week from my selection, but we could just catch up on anything else going on, and I thought it'd be really cool to do it as like a Sunday morning thing. I've got my coffee. I tend to film these on Sunday mornings anyway, and if I don't, usually I should have kind of thing. This is when I have the time. I have my morning sit, is what I call it. Very important part of my day. Pretty much without fail, every day, I have like an hour and a half, 2 hours where I have my coffee, I sit. This is usually when I catch up on YouTube, things of that sort, and I crochet whatever I'm crocheting by myself. It's a lovely time. I really enjoy it. I realize that sounds extreme to some people. I do wake up rather early to make that happen. Not insane, probably to some people. But on days I have to be to work, I need to get there for 9, so 20-minute drive. So I wake up at like 6 every day. It's a good routine, and it really puts me in a good mindset. Really what it is I allow myself to start my day with my special interests. And it just sets the tone. It sets the tone really well. So anyhow, I think I'm gonna just, I've got my iPad here, look at my posts from this week on Instagram. If you have not seen my Instagram, that is where I post a lot of updates on there, and I also post my daily reading pretty much every day. It's something that really keeps me in the routine of it. I love taking pictures. It's something I find really fun, and I just like getting to share what I got from the reading. I don't know. I don't tend to keep many things private, as I'm sure you know if you have watched my videos for a bit. So what exciting things— oh, okay, a new deck I got last week. I went to a local metaphysical store with my friend Matt Albright Tarot on Instagram. Highly recommend to follow. They are fantastic. We went to this metaphysical store together that has like crystals and just anything you can imagine. It's very like Wicca based, I'll say, which, I don't know, it's fun. I like going. I do not practice that, what would you call that? Belief system? I don't know. Regardless, I really like their deck selection and their crystal selection. So they had a sale table. I mean, enough said. But on it, there were 2 copies left of the Tarot of Haunted House. Why does that bother me? That bothers me a little bit. I don't know why. Shouldn't it be the Tarot of the Haunted House? Or the Haunted House Tarot? Tarot of Haunted House. It's hitting my ear wrong. It sounds wrong. It might not be wrong. I don't know. Anyway, I love that cover. It's such a fun deck. I don't know. I've not really gotten to play too much with it. I love the backs. Super cool, and really cool that they made it reversible that way. But it's very different from anything else I have. I love that we get this story. I love that card. It's so good. We really get a story throughout this deck of this one woman who's kind of venturing into this haunted house. It's really fun. Now, this is one that I know is kind of just it was a fun purchase for me. And using this deck kind of just feels fun. I'm sure there is definitely more depth to it if I spend some more time with it, which I plan to. And I'm hoping I can find, I think it'd be really cool if I could find, if anyone's done videos on this deck, going through it card by card. My problem with it is that the guidebook that comes with it, the little white book, doesn't tell me the story. I want to know the story. And does anyone know if there is like some other, maybe there's something else out there that I can get the story from. But wouldn't it be fun, if not, or even if so, to go through card by card and, ooh, almost write the story yourself? Locking that away. That could be fun. I'm gonna keep, yeah, that could be fun. I rather enjoy that. Now, what else? Okay, so, also this week, I was having some wacky dreams. Anyone else? I realized there's a new moon. Might technically be tomorrow. Actually, we can find out. My tarot journal tells me when is the new moon? Do tell. Tuesday. Okay, cool. Tuesday. Maybe that's why. Is that a thing? I don't know. I don't know too much about that, but I was having some weird dreams. So I did some dream interpretations, and the deck I really enjoyed using for that, 2 different ones. I first used, oh my gosh, blanking. I know I used this Lenormand both times, and this was like a secondary kind of add-in, and I realized that Lenormand is something I really enjoy using for dream interpretation because I do think it's interesting to look at the dream and sort of dig into the psychology behind it and why I might have been having it, and like that kind of emotional realm, which I feel like is what tarot and oracle can do for me. But I also just wanted, like, I want to know why. Like, hard facts, why did this happen? And that's what I feel like Lenormand can give me. So I was using this Nocturnal Garden Lenormand. That's what I've been using all month long. I love it. It's so pretty. This is by Faina Laura on Etsy. I'm really going to make an effort. This is me telling myself, we're making an effort to link everything below, list it below. I've been watching, I mean, I'm always watching tarot YouTube, but I look at the descriptions and really everyone lists all of the decks they even slightly mention and links. I need to do that. I need to do that. Anyway, we're doing it. So I'll have a link below. I really am considering getting the Yuletide Lenormand she makes. Along with she has a book with all like the tales behind the characters she uses in that, and I really think I'm gonna get that too. I love her artwork, I really do. Anyway, what else do I want to talk about? Oh, okay, the other decks I used though. Yesterday, my dream interpretation involved the Dark Mansion Tarot, which worked pretty well. I don't know, something about it. I just love this. I love this tarot. I think this one reminds me of like the steampunk tarot kind of era. Makes me think of those kinds of mystery books, which I love. It's just a really fun deck. I'm really glad I have this one. So I used that, but that was just kind of a random choice. Now, the first weird dream I had. Okay, let's go into the box nicely. Thank you so much. I used the Cursed Auguries tarot. Now, I'm not going to pull this one out because it's pretty gruesome in some of the cards. There have been some really awesome flip-throughs popping up recently. I think because there's been a restock of this deck, which is exciting. It's a really good one. This is one, though, I use to work with a goddess that I have started working with in the past few months. This is really connected in that way. And she is a nighttime goddess. So I wanted to work with her through that dream. So I used this and it was awesome. I really want to start using this deck kind of outside of that practice just because I love it so much. I love this color, first of all. So neat. This box is so pretty. I've been thinking about making it a bag if I can find this yarn color, but I also just love the box. I don't know, I think it's so pretty. So that's been really cool too. I also really enjoyed using the Mildred Payne's Pocket Oracle, which is also a newer edition. This one's really cool. It's pretty much like a deck of symbols where you make sense of it yourself, which I've really been enjoying. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it. There's a few cards where, like, the words I just have to look up, but that's kind of turning into where it's like a one-time thing and then I remember, or I make my own association. Really fun and really cool for something like dream interpretation. Do I have anything else to talk about from this week? No, I don't think so. I've really been enjoying my Seasons of the Witch Samhain still. Really love that deck year round. Now, what else do I have to talk about? What else has been going on this week? Been working on many green bags for the Oracle. I am putting out the Cottage Witch Oracle. Oh, and reminder, I guess, on that. The, what's it called? Pre-order. Oh my god, couldn't think of that word. Pre-order for that is closing tomorrow, Monday, the 24th at 8 p.m. is where I'm putting the timestamp so that I can immediately get everything ordered because I'm excited. Yeah, so I'll leave a link to that below as well. Very excited about that. The response has been just so cool, and just a little surreal. I've been doing a lot of shadow work, you could call it, this week around imposter syndrome, because it's clicking in my head of like, oh, we are going to order these decks and like others want it. Oh, wow. Yeah, very cool. Anyway, I guess I could have come in with a list, huh? What feels like a big update to me? Mons Tarot. Hold on. Mons Tarot. So, as you all know, I love the Mons Tarot, a deck by Joanna Nelson. And I also, in a trade a few months ago, got her Whispering Spirits deck, which I love so much. And I find that there definitely is room for both in my collection. But for the past few weeks and or months, I've just been realizing, like, you know, there's room for both in my collection, but if you have either of the decks, you know the cards are large. A little bit unwieldy, not insane like some other decks I've seen, but they're larger cards. The Monstero was also offered in a travel size edition, which I did have, and I traded when I got the full size edition. But since I got Whispering Spirits, and I love that one so much as well, I've kind of been thinking like, well, do I need both in the large size, where I could have one in large size and one in a size that's a bit more manageable? That's been the thought. And there has been the loveliest person in Lisa Pop has her Tarot Trade Tuesday on Facebook, which is so much fun, who has been asking for, just been in search of the full-size Monstero, and like that's it, for quite a while now. And I've been keeping her in the back of my brain of like, okay, once I make this decision, if I decide to kind of make that switch, then I would like it to go to her. So that's what happened. I ended up this past Tuesday being like, you know what? I don't need both in this large size. I wanted the larger Monstero purely because I wanted to see the artwork bigger. I just love Joanna Nelson's art style. But now I've got the Whispering Spirits and the Little Bug, which are in that larger size. And I really just thought it would be nice to go back to the smaller Monstero, which is a bit easier on the day-to-day to handle for me. Anyway, so I was really happy that I was able to kind of get that Monstero to someone who was really looking for it. That was really cool. And then I was able to switch it for the travel size again, and I'm really excited about it. No regrets, as they say. I really love this size, and I really did end up missing this size of it. I think I just forgot how much I liked it because once I got the full size, I left this deck at work. As a deck to use there, and I just never used it there. Sometimes that is a bit of a fantasy thing of like, oh, I can use it to pull cards at work, but when do I have the time to do that? Rarely. So I do not need to. I have the pocket Everyday Witch there, and like we just don't need anything outside of that for the amount I'm able to pull cards. Anyway, so I traded that one also in the Tarot Trade Tuesday because someone was really looking for it, and I was like, oh, well, I'm not using it, so if it makes them happy, cool. Anyway, long story short, very pleased. Very excited about it. Now, the other thing in my brain has been, we're nearing the end of October. What's gonna be my November decks? I've gotten a little unwieldy, where I have so many decks I've been pointing to being like this will be fun to use in November. Oh, this could be a November deck. November. My friend Andy can attest to this. I've been saying it like a crazy person. I need to narrow down. That might be a video I make where I take you all along the journey with me. Instead of just showing what I'm using, showing like, I have a list going. It's definitely too many. So narrowing down. I think that would be fun. But I would also love to know if you are starting to think about, if you do like a monthly selection and you're starting to think about it, or if not, if you just like seasonal decks, what are you looking forward to using in November? I don't know, I'm excited. Okay, I think that is all I have to say. I think the last thing I want to do is I thought what would also be cool is if I brought you through my usual Sunday tarot poll, which is this week ahead from the Owl and Bones. Let Rest, Wake Up, and Mantra. So this will be a reading I'm doing for myself, but hey, if it connects for you too, it connects for you too. That's what I'll say. Yeah, I think that's enough. Enough any sort of disclaimer there. So what do I want to use? What would be fun? Let's do this vintagey the Halloween tarot, but that like vintage looking one. Now that we're in like the last week of October, I'm really kicking it into high gear trying to use the like very Halloween ones, because I know once Halloween ends I'm probably not gonna use them too often. So this one, let's use that. All right, so the prompts are let rest, wake up, and mantra. I have a garden party I'm going to later. Very excited. So I think I'm gonna make some apple oatmeal cookies. Never made them before, but we've got tons of apples from when we went apple picking. So I really want to use those. I think that's the plan. Apple oatmeal cookies. Very exciting. Okay. Let rest, wake up, and mantra. Oh, I sense a kitty coming to say hi. Hello? Did you want to say hi? Come here. I don't think she wants to. So sorry. All right, so let rest. We have the Knight of Cups. To me, this is feeling like rushing into a emotional response. Because I'm looking at the Knight here as kind of a messenger, that more impulsive kind of figure. So what we're letting rest this week is rushing into any emotional response, emotional prejudgments, I guess you could say. Wake up, we got, interesting, the Knight of Swords. So, this card usually calls me out. I love that it's not in this spread. Or maybe it is. No, it is. So here I'm looking more at the, if I were to pull this reversed, let's say, we're waking up, thoughtfulness. And I am a typically thoughtful person when it comes to others, but not myself. So my own actions, I either put too much thought into or none. So we're waking up thoughtfulness, where we're really thinking through the decisions we make this week before we just go ahead and make them. And the mantra, Eight of Swords. I am not going to feel trapped by my own thoughts and self-doubts. I think that's a really good mantra to come up in the week where I will be ordering the Cottage Witch decks. Exciting. Alright, but other than that, I think that's all I have to say. So this week you can look forward to, I know at least one video I have planned, and that is I'm going to do a flip through of the Feel Your Chakras Oracle made by my friend Andy. Very excited. That was requested in the last video I did showing my osteomancy reading. So excited about that. But other than that, I hope you are all having a wonderful Sunday and a great beginning to your week.